Hello everyone, what is up? What is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading, and this one is all about a yes or no question. So you can ask anything that you can think of, anything that you want to know about in a yes or no format, and then take a look at the different cards that we have right over here and figure out which one you are feeling the most called to regarding your question. We're also going to be putting crystals on the cards if you like to choose with crystals, but just a quick little rundown of how this works if you are new here. We have 5 different piles in front of me. We have card number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you like, in order to find the pile or the card that you are the most drawn to. And then once you're done choosing your pile, there's going to be timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can skip right ahead to your personal reading all about your yes or no question. So again, take a moment, think about the question that you would like to ask, look at the cards, and with that being said, for those of you that like to choose with crystals on the cards, let's go ahead and put some crystals on these cards. All right, my loves, if you like to choose with crystals on the cards, then here are our crystal options. Over on group number 1, we have some clear quartz. Group number 2, this is thulite. Group number 3, we have some desert rose. Group number 4, we have some black tourmaline with some quartz on it. And then over here on group number 5, we have some pyrite. So again, take a moment, pause the video if you would like in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find that timestamp that's going to be linked to your specific cards that you can listen to your personal reading for your yes or no question. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so group number 1, if you chose this pile, and this is going to be your reading, so let's get right into it. Okay, so group 1, we have the King of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles upright, and then we have the 2 of Pentacles, and then the Emperor being reversed right here. So the answer to your yes or no question, this one is interesting because Spirit is basically saying that it is emotionally and energetically a yes. Emotionally and energetically, it's there, and you have all of what it takes internally to make this happen, whatever this may be. But when it comes to maybe the physical manifestation of it, it seems like there's some sort of maybe block, and it's something that can be a yes though. You can get over this. And an interesting thing that I'm sort of seeing is that there's possibly a fear of making a mistake when it comes to this that might overwhelm you at times and cause you to maybe self-sabotage actually manifesting this, or cause you to kind of get more in your head about it and almost step back and not take as much action as maybe you should, or it's maybe even taking action in a way that's you keep kind of maybe coming across certain challenges, or challenges kind of keep getting in the way here. An interesting thing that I'm seeing is that this is going to take more commitment to more physical action and also trusting more, especially when it comes to this sort of feeling of getting overwhelmed, or this feeling of being fearful of failing, being fearful that it's not going to happen. You know, and it's an interesting kind of concept because, for example, when it comes to love, like if this is about love, it kind of seems like maybe we cling on too fast and then it sort of slips away because we have a fear that it's going to leave us anyway. So then it kind of just does. We end up manifesting that fear. There's sort of a fear here that keeps manifesting for you. And when it comes to maybe career or other things like that, there's some sort of fear around the actual success of it. There's a fear around, okay, but what if it actually does happen? Do I have what it takes? Maybe there's a feeling of I'm not worthy enough, because the 2 of Pentacles being reversed can indicate that sometimes we may not feel worthy enough for this, and we may doubt ourselves a lot when it comes to whatever this thing is that you are asking about. There may be a lot of doubt surrounding it, but your emotions are in the right place. We have the King of Cups here. Your emotions are all there. Energetically, whatever it is that you are desiring, kind of whatever it is that you're asking about, the energetics are all there. But when it comes to the physical action, what you really need right now in order to either make this happen or sort of kind of create whatever this is needing more security in yourself, a more solid foundation that doesn't leave you feeling anxious, because both of these cards, the Four and the Two of Pentacles, both of these cards can indicate an anxious behavior, an anxious feeling, or a feeling of insecurity, especially when the Two of Pentacles is reversed here. When the Two of Pentacles is reversed, it almost feels like it's out of our control. And when things feel out of our control, the outcome tends to kind of slip away from us a lot. But when we can get back to this feeling of being really secure and knowing and trusting and getting to that place within yourself, creating that physical place within yourself where you can really bring about the action of this and be really sure about it, it's going to help you so much. And it's going to help you whenever you face challenges. It's going to help you kind of sit on your throne and own who you are. Because it's interesting that the Emperor is reversed. When the Emperor is upright, the Emperor energy is, I am so sure of myself. I'm sitting on my throne. What I want comes to me because I've already conquered everything within myself. I've conquered all of my fears. I've conquered all of my, lack of confidence or lack of strength or whatever this may be, like the Emperor. This is time for you to sit on your throne. If you want something to happen in your life, if you want your life to shift or change in a certain direction, you need to sit on the throne of that. You need to own that. You need to become it. So if you're trying to manifest love, you need to become a freaking soulmate to yourself. And then that way you're going to be a soulmate to somebody else as well. So what are you looking for? It's time to become that, right? So if you're looking for a particular career, it's time to become it. How can we become it? How can we really own ourselves into it? If we want to be a writer, how do we become a writer? We're going to have to start writing, and we're going to have to start building that confidence in ourselves to be like, you know what, I'm a badass freaking writer, Like, this is about you sitting in your throne. The only thing that's sort of blocking this from maybe physically happening right now is you are not sitting in your throne fully, okay? But this is a yes for you. It's energetically there. I feel like you know what it is that you want emotionally and energetically, but it's about physically sitting in that throne. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's create that environment. Like, if you want to get married really bad, start being like a husband or a wifey, like start being that energy. Then you're going to magnetize to you the things that are in resonance with that, the people that are in resonance with that. Okay? So we don't become something once the door opens. We have to become it for the door to open. Does that make sense? Like, the door doesn't open when you don't have the right key. You need to become the key for that door. So your answer here is literally becoming the key for that door, and then your manifestation is going to happen. The thing that you're desiring, the thing that you're asking about, even if it's about health, like whatever this is. This could be about anything that you're asking about. Again, it's like a yes or no general reading. This could be about anything, but you need to become it in order for it to, oh my God. Also, I just pulled out the other cards that we have going on. The next one is literally the card of trust. Like, you cannot make this up. That is what we were just talking about in here. This is the feeling, that confidence of trusting that whatever it is that you're desiring is going to happen and going to come into your life. That is going to be when the energy of it actually starts really pouring in, is when you really trust it and you know it. And the way that you become really confident about something is sitting in that throne. I'm going to leave this card up right now just so that you kind of see the idea. Like, this is time to become your own emperor or empress. Like, it's time to take your throne of whatever it is, the outcome that you're desiring. The outcome that you desire, it's time to sit in that throne. Whew, powerful. We also have the card here of the future. This is something that already energetically, it's there. This can totally happen in your future. I feel like you're honestly on the precipice of creating whatever this outcome is, group one. I feel like you are so close to whatever this is. You are so close to opening the door of a new chapter of your life. This is not the time to, like, you know, let things kind of weigh on you. This is the time to become the key of what you want. This is the time to literally become the key to the door that you want to open and desire to open. We also have the card here of go with the flow. Ooh. So I feel like once you kind of create this really steady foundation, you really trust in your future and you have that ultimate vision and you begin kind of sitting in the throne of that, like you really become that energy, then you just have to go with the flow. I feel like the river is going to take you there. So this is, I know I'm like full of analogies and I don't want to confuse you with too many analogies, but for example, like, you know, the analogy of the key opening the door, for example. Once you become the right key, you're going to open the door that you desire. You're going to get to the outcome that you desire. And then you just let the energy do its work. Once you enter that room, you enter that doorway. Let's say it's entering a river. Let's say it's a key to enter a certain river. Once you're in the momentum of that river, then you just like go with the flow of it. The actions will come to you. The ideas will come to you. The right path, you'll be on it already. And you'll just have to go with the flow, right? You'll just have to sit in the boat and kind of, you know, go along the river and take the action that the river is calling you towards. It's like things will kind of become a little bit more effortless at that point. But if you feel like it's been a lot of effort right now, it's because you're struggling to hold on to an idea of something that you're almost not like fully confident about. But once you get more confident about it, once you just feel really good about it, you sit in your throne and you own it, then the river's just going to take you there. It'll feel a lot more effortless. It's going to feel easy after that. Okay? We also, oh my God. You guys. I know I say this in like all my videos, but I do not look at these cards before these readings. And it's just, it blows my mind. I've been reading for like over 15 years and I still get shocked at how well the Oracle and the Tarot just work together. And we just, goosebumps. Okay, we literally have the card of the full moon of surrender to the divine. This is about trusting and going with the flow, surrendering to it. But the only way that we can really surrender to it is to begin to let go of fear and trust. That's surrendering. We let go of the fear and we trust and we know that the outcome that we want is for us. We sit on that throne, we own it. Literally, if you're wanting to get married, I know I'm using that example, but I feel like it's a really kind of easy example to sort of explain this situation. If you really want to get married, but you're really single, super single or something, become the energy of being a wifey or being a husband, regardless if you are single or not. Become that energy and you will create and magnetize the people that resonate with that. You're going to attract the husband or wifey to you that are also ready for that. You need to become that energy though. Become that energy. You don't need to be overbearing with it either. The Four of Pentacles is kind of overbearing. We can let it go and just be that energy naturally. Just be it naturally. If you are wanting to be a painter naturally. Just be it. Own it. Sit in that throne. Claim your throne and trust it and then surrender. Don't let the fears come back. And I know it's easier said than done, but just work on it. It's like a muscle. It'll grow. The more that you work on this, the more that you will grow into it and it'll become effortless. It'll become easy. It'll become your natural state as you kind of continue to do this. So yes, then we also have the card of emotions are running high. And this card fits in so well, especially since we had the King of Cups. Like you have a lot of emotion behind this. You have a lot of emotional investment behind whatever this is. And, you know, it's interesting because the emotional side of it is all there. We just need to physically kind of become that energy. And honestly, it's going to become so easy for you because you already have so much momentum built energetically that once you sort of own that place physically and you trust it, that river is going to carry you downstream so fast. I think that things are going to happen so fast for you once you kind of really start to own that energy more. So let's go ahead and see what other cards we get for you. Okay, so oh my God, we can't make this up. The main thing that is holding you back is fear, which we already touched on that, so we don't need to go into this card way more in depth, but like, it's just another confirmation. It's time to let go of fear. And then we have angel number 11 on the top of that. So this is about opening up that doorway, because the 11 is like the gateway or doorway to something. We also have a lot of cards coming out. So patience. Don't try to rush things. Just go with the flow of it. But we have to let go of the fear, sit in that throne, own this space. We have hunger. So this is something, whatever you're asking about is something that I feel like you have an immense calling to, and you're going to get there. If that's anything that you needed to hear today, you have everything it takes to get there. You have everything it takes to get there. We also have the void. So some of you may be feeling sort of void without this thing, whatever this is. Some of you may be feeling like really empty without this. But this is a time to surrender and trust and go with the flow. This is in your future. Whatever it is that you want is actually quite meant for you. So this is really a moment to trust so much more. And then we also have the card of protection. The universe has your back, my love. Look at, also they're kind of carrying you there like a stork. You're being guided there, you're being carried there, but it's time to trust it more and time to know that, yes, this is for you. So grab hold of that confidence, grab hold of that knowing within you. Also, I just looked at the timer on my camera and it was 1444. Ooh, 1444. You are in divine alignment, but that's about creating a very solid foundation. If fours have been kind of something that you've been seeing often, it is a reminder that you're creating a new solid foundation, and it's time to be the emperor and own it. And it's interesting because the emperor is also associated with the number 4. So lots of 4 energy. This is trusting and creating a solid, secure foundation that you very much trust. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get some oracle affirmation cards for you. These are actually like wisdom cards, and I take these as wisdom from spirit, and they match in with the readings lately so freaking well. It's like uncanny. They give like the best advice at the perfect time. So let's see what you get. I'm feeling these 2 cards. Ooh, we have the card of manifest as the first one. So literally, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but if there's something you are trying to manifest in your life, here is another confirmation. So this says, everything you have ever dreamed of, everything your heart desires already lives within you. The only thing stopping it from coming to life is, guys, I can't. The only thing stopping it from coming to life is our own fear of what will happen when we finally receive all that our hearts long for. So ask yourself, what can you align with just a little bit closer? Ooh. What can you let go of just a little bit more? What can you drop into just a little bit deeper? Trust that what is yours already belongs to you. You simply have to ask for it clearly, potently, and wholeheartedly. After all, you can hold it in your heart and see it in your mind. If you can hold it in your heart and see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. Yes, I love it. That fit in so well. Also, this card, wild. Let's see what this one has to say. There is a fire deep within your belly, begging to be acknowledged, begging to be released. So what is it then, dear one, that is holding you back? Go ahead. You're safe here. Throw your head back. Let the sound escape your lips. Find yourself dancing and singing, moving and racing, breaking free. Feel the wind rip through your hair, your heartbeat within your chest. Feel the light pour into every cell of your body. Welcome it. Become it. There is beauty in the untamed, dear one. Come dance with it. Yes. This is about becoming. This is really about owning it. Letting that wild side out and owning what you desire more and becoming it. Become what you desire. Sit on that chair. Sit on that throne. If you already had what you wanted, how would you be acting? What would you be doing? Own that chair, sit in that chair already, and then it will come to you, because that's how you become the key to what you desire. That's how you open up the door, okay? And then here is our last card of the day. We have caution. Tread softly so as not to disturb the woodland floor. Okay, so this one coming up, I feel like is telling you to have more trust, and to, I think this is a reminder that, you know, fears do have a good side. It's time to let go of fear, but whatever fears that you have, it's smart to have caution and not just like completely let go of all sort of, you know, deeper thought about, you know, the caution. Caution is healthy versus fear. Fear is a negative, over-enhanced version of caution. Caution is good. We can have caution so that we can see the red flags when or if they do appear. Caution is good, but fear is unhealthy. Fear holds us back. Fear is a hindrance, whereas caution is a healthy form of protection. So I think that actually was the perfect card to come up as the end to end this reading off, because it's a reminder that, you know, you will feel more safe and more protected with a healthy amount of caution. But don't let it become a fear, because fears are unhealthy. It's when they get over intensified and it becomes something that weighs on you and holds you back in many ways. So that is our reading there, group number 1. I hope it made sense to you. I hope it applied to your situation. Those are the cards that came up. So I am sending you so much love. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, so group 2, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be a reading. So let's get right into it. Okay, group 2, here's what we have for you. We have the Hangman upright, then we have the Magician and the Moon being reversed, and we have the Ace of Wands. First thing that I want to say is we have 3 major arcana cards, and we also have an ace. So this is a pretty powerful group, but whenever we have an ace show up upright regarding a yes or no question, it always indicates a yes. Although this reading does start with the Hangman being upright, and this card, you can see that he's looking a little bit trapped or confined or restricted in some way. And this is representing kind of your current moment. The outcome, though, is the Ace of Wands. So this is kind of a storyline of saying that you are going to get there, and whatever it is that you're asking about, it does look like there's a positive outcome, but it may currently feel like you're stuck and maybe you don't know what direction to go in, or maybe you feel a bit restricted in regards of what you can do with this situation and how you can actually get there. Like maybe there's like a hindrance of some kind of like in the way right now, or you know, we kind of just feel like we're being suspended in midair and can't really do much at the moment. Although I feel like the way and the path is coming, but it's interesting that we also have the Magician and the Moon being reversed. This situation requires you to step outside of your comfort zone. This moment that you're currently in, this Hangman moment, may be because there's a matter here of stepping outside of your comfort zone, and maybe there's a lot of apprehension when it comes to, you know, fully opening up in some way or fully sort of pushing full throttle. Maybe there's still some planning to do with the Magician being reversed, because the Magician is connected to the planet of Mercury. So maybe there's still some planning that we need to do. Maybe we need to figure out a more solidified vision of what it is that we want. And this is going to help us know exactly how to move forward and how to kind of make our first move. But I think right now, whatever it is that you're asking about kind of seems a little bit stuck right now, and kind of as if it's not really making progress, or it's not really growing or becoming something right now. But your outcome is absolutely a freaking yes, by the way, guys. Like the Ace of Wands right here. Anytime that there is an ace that is upright in a yes or no question, it is always a yes. It's always a yes. So whatever it is that you're asking about, you can create the outcome that you desire. but it may require some replanning or creating more detail here, or it may require you stepping outside of your comfort zone. Look at that hangman. Like, this might be his comfort zone. His trap may be his comfort zone. Maybe we feel comfortable being trapped. Maybe we feel comfortable not being able to take action. You know, maybe there's some dream that you really have, that you really desire, but when it comes to actually taking action on it, it's like, no, I don't want to do that, but I just want to keep dreaming about it. Like, hopefully it just happens, but it's not going to happen until we step outside of our comfort zone and until we take a step forward on it. So your big message is create more detail, plan it out a little bit more, and let's start moving forward. Let's start finding ways to step outside of our box. And as you step outside of this box, the way and the path is going to illuminate. The Ace of Wands, this is literally going to illuminate, and you're also going to get more passion behind this. But if you're not really having the proper inspiration right now, or if you feel stuck, it's because you need to step outside more. You need to get outside of your box a little bit more. And your box might just be stepping outside of your regular routine, because sometimes when we're stuck in a certain routine all the time, we're gonna keep getting the same results. Like, have you ever heard of the saying, like, if you keep doing the same thing expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity? Because whenever you put in the same ingredients, you're gonna get the same outcome, you know? Like, if I'm making a soup and I keep putting in the same ingredients hoping I'm gonna get a different soup one day, it's just not gonna happen. So when it comes to your day-to-day routine, when it comes to what you're used to seeing and doing, maybe you might need to step outside of that and do something a little bit different. Throw in a different ingredient here and there, and that actually might illuminate more of a path for you. That might give you more ideas, or it might give you a different result. So that can apply to absolutely any situation, right? So if we're trying to find the love of our life or something, but we keep taking the same actions, expecting a different result, and we keep getting the same result, well, there's the issue. Maybe we need to try a different sort of, I don't know, recipe. Trying out a different recipe is going to give you a different result, and then you can kind of tweak it to create the actual outcome that you desire. As we know, when we're making cookies, like, we might make some cookies and be like, ooh, I left them in the oven for like 10 minutes too long. I'm gonna reduce that next time. Or, ooh, I put in way too much sugar. Or, oh, that wasn't enough chocolate chips or something. Like, you know, we tweak the recipe if it's not giving us what we desire. So that applies to absolutely anything in life. It applies to career, it applies to health, it applies to so many aspects of life. So what I'm really seeing for you, what Spirit is really wanting to point out is my love. It is there. Your capability of it is like 100% yes. The outcome that you desire is 100% yes, but it's going to require stepping outside of our comfort zone. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our next few cards here. So we have the card of abundance. If some of you are really looking for like more in life, you are going to get more in life. In fact, I really think you're going to get more than you've even asked for. I think that you are capable more of what you currently think you're capable of, more than what you're currently asking for. I honestly think you're going to be creating more than you thought you were capable of, and more than you could have ever dreamed of. Powerful, guys. Okay, next card that we have is communication. This one's also connected to Mercury, also connected to the Magician card. And communication, this I think is pointing out to creating more detail around this, as if you had to explain it to somebody, as if you had to explain in detail. Imagine that you were literally talking to God and He was creating the outcome that you were wanting, but you had to explain it super in detail so that He knew exactly what He was creating. What would you say? What would your details be? And at this point, you probably wouldn't leave out any details. You'd probably be like, let's paint it perfectly. So I feel like for you, there needs to be more planning around this, for one, and stepping outside of your comfort zone into it a little bit more, stepping into it a bit more. We also have the card here of friendship that's coming up as well. This card almost makes me feel like your friends may assist you in some way with this, or even creating connections. This could talk about networking to find other people who've attained the outcome that you desire, connecting with them and figuring out how they did it, or even just researching how did they do it. You know, what ingredients did they put into their pot to make this happen? So the recipe for your success, I think, is going to come greatly through observing other people, through communicating and asking deeper questions. And I really think that you're going to be creating an outcome bigger than you currently even realize. We also have the card here of luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. My love, if you didn't need another confirmation, well, here's one anyway, because the new moon in Sagittarius, this is creating a new direction, and it's also about expanding further than you realize. That's what Sagittarius is. It's expanding further than your current vision, expanding even more than you thought. Luck is on your side too here. Wherever it is that you're aiming and shooting for, be specific, because luck is on your side right now of gaining this. Not that you even needed luck, because it's already there for you. We have a lot of fire in this, like the Sagittarius and the Ace of Wands coming up. There's a lot of that fire energy that I think is really building for you, but it's going to build even more as you begin to step into it more. Okay. Next card that we have is the full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. If you needed any more confirmation about the fact that this is a yes for you, here you go. A win-win outcome is forecast, especially if there's something where you're nervous. Like if there's a nervous energy around this, when it comes to stepping outside of your comfort zone, or when it comes to pursuing this or creating this or whatever, a win-win outcome is forecast. All parties involved are going to be winning. This could even involve another person for you. For some of you, whatever it is that you're asking about may involve somebody else, and this is talking about a win-win outcome. This is a win-win outcome. Yes, I'm loving this. Okay, let's go ahead and shuffle some more cards here. So, group 2, we have the path. The path is opening for you. If you've been curious about what this path is, it's going to require you to start taking different action and start just diving into it. Start walking in any direction, and you're going to figure out whether or not that's the right direction or not. It's going to feel hot or cold, but we need to start moving in that direction. We're going to figure it out as we go. Like, we can't create a map of something that we haven't explored before. Time to go out there and explore, and that's how you're going to create your map, right? We also have sovereignty. So you're in control of this. This is not about waiting for the universe to create it for you. This is not about waiting for somebody else to make it happen for you. This is about your own sovereignty, your own ability to do this. You are in control of this situation more than you think. You are not out of control of it. If you're waiting for certain resources to come in, the key here is to not wait for those resources, but to become resourceful. Recently, I was watching, there's like this really big YouTuber called Mr. Beast, and I was like looking at his channel because he recently hit, I think, like 100 million subscribers or something, and there was like an older video of him that I think he was like filming on a phone or something rather, but the quality was like really not that good, and that's how this person started YouTube, and now they're one of the biggest, in fact I think they're the second biggest YouTuber in the whole world, and where he began was, you know, some pretty humble beginnings. So that's just like a random example that was coming to my head about you don't need all of the resources to begin something. You just need to be resourceful. The key for you is being resourceful, not necessarily waiting until you have everything. You don't need to wait until you have the most professional paints to begin becoming a painter. You can start with whatever quality paints that you currently can afford. You don't need to wait until you have the best recording equipment to start making music. Like, you can start with whatever you have, and as you get better, more resources will open up to you. You know, you'll make money as you go. I remember for me, when I was starting YouTube, I couldn't afford super expensive lenses for my camera to make the coolest like bokeh and crispy footage. When I first started off, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get the camera that I can afford, and then as I get better, I can reinvest whatever money I make, or, you know, save up until I can afford more. But I might as well begin now, because then I'll just become better in the other skills until I can afford to upgrade to something more. But you can start wherever you are right now, you know. And in regards to, you know, other situations such as finding love or going on a healing journey, we don't need to wait until we're perfect to begin our journey, right? There's a message here of you don't need to wait until you're perfect to begin your journey. Perfection is something that's unattainable, but also mastery and perfection kind of get created as you start doing it, right? And the true masters are the ones that also know how to use almost nothing to make something. You know, like MacGyver. Right now, MacGyver is coming to my head. And I don't think I've ever seen MacGyver, but I know the concept of it. And basically, he could like get out of any situation with like a paper clip and a piece of string, like think shit like that. But you know, it's like a true master learns how to use almost nothing to create something freaking amazing. And you know, you even see like painters who can paint the most beautiful painting, and they're out in nature using like the color from flowers or the color from like dirt or something to like create like a masterpiece, you know? So even starting with little resources can actually make you better than starting with like great resources. So yeah, anyway, we also have the card here of attraction. You are drawing the right energy to you. This is such a yes. And you can start with wherever you are. You are attracting to you everything you need. And there's I got goosebumps. There's a message from Spirit right now saying that you have everything you need to start. You have it. You have access to everything that you need to begin your journey already. You are attracting things to you, and they're going to come to you at the perfect time. But the time is now to begin whatever this is, whatever this journey is, whatever, you know, walking towards this outcome. Begin saving for something right now. If this deals with, okay, I need to do this, begin saving for it now, because you're going to gain that abundance. You are going to do this. The thing is a yes. You are going to be able to do this. Sagittarius can also be about travel. So some of you, this may involve travel. Okay? You're going to get there. The 44, you are creating the solid foundation right now. And the 8s, the 44 together equal an 8. And the 8 is all about good luck. And it's also about infinite possibilities. So you are creating this vortex of infinite possibility. We also have a number 8 right here as well. The number 8 is surrounding you a lot. The number 4 is surrounding you a lot. Know that, and know that that energy is about creating a very solid, secure foundation. It's also about unlocking unlimited potential. So there's so much available for you here, and you are literally attracting it to you. The path is opening up. We just need to start walking down the path, okay? So group 2, let's go ahead and see what other cards that we have for you. Basically, I'm going to be shuffling these right here. These are kind of like advice cards, I guess, like, but they're also just like really freaking powerful ones that always apply so well to the readings. So let's see what we have for you. We have the card of time coming up. We also have another one behind this too, but we're going to get to that in a second. So it says, too often it feels as though the hours turn to days, the days turn to months, and the months turn to years. And suddenly, the days of our lives have passed in the blink of an eye. But perhaps there is a reality, one where we don't think of time as something separate to us. What if, in fact, time is actually a product of us? What if, then, it is time that originates from us and not the other way around? It is when we start to realize that we are one with time when the magic happens. So if you feel like you're too late to the party, or if you feel like you're too early to begin something, no, you are not. You are perfectly right where you should be, and the time is now. Don't feel like time is against you in any way. The time is right now. You are not too young, you are not too old, it is not too late, and it is not too soon. Time is perfectly in sync with you. There are examples of all types of people beginning their dreams, beginning their desired outcomes at any time of their life. You are not running out of time, and you are not too early to begin. We also have leap. Ooh, let's read what this one says. Okay, it can be scary, dear one, to allow yourself to embark upon change. The depths of the unknown can seem so treacherous that we stare into them, safely perched in the clouds of our comfort zones. Ooh, that fits in so well. Alas, the irony of finding little to no real peace, little to no real growth in these misleadingly comfortable realms. That's so funny, isn't that? It's the irony. We don't grow in these comfortable realms. So take the leap, make the change. You are guided beyond measure. You are supported without question. But, my darling, there's a catch. You must be the first to go. You must jump first and allow the universe to catch you. Yep, that is the only way to begin, is to leap right into it. No waiting for something to happen, no waiting for time to pass, no waiting for, some like the right time or whatever. It's time to take the leap. Okay? And then the last card that we have for you is trust. Oh, I love that this one came up for you as well. So it says, the robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. You have to trust yourself, not trust your current comfort zone. Your comfort zone can be taken away from you at any point in time. So why not take the leap into something you truly want and be the creator of change rather than waiting for change to come upon you? The robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. And this is kind of correlated a lot, and this could apply to, again, any situation, but the example that I'm seeing in my mind is a lot of the times we see people that are stuck in a job that they really don't want, but they are stuck to it for a sense of security. But the weird thing is people get fired from jobs all the time. So why stay in something that we don't want to? And I understand like all the reasons behind why we stay in jobs that we don't want to stay in, but at the same time, it's like we could lose it at any time. So why not be the creator of that change and deliberately create the change into doing something you want to do, and start by doing that today. You can even start in small steps. It doesn't have to be a big wham, but starting in small steps, taking that leap into creating something new rather than waiting until you get fired to feel comfortable to make that change, right? Or rather than waiting until we are 60 years old to make the change, or no matter what age you are, it really doesn't matter, whatever age you are that you're watching this, but a robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. The branch could be taken away at any moment. We shouldn't put all of our eggs in one basket, right? Time to start trusting yourself more and being that creator for yourself, my love. So, so much energy in this group number 2, sending you so much love. I hope you enjoyed today's reading and today's video. I hope it offered guidance and some wisdom for you. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye! Okay, so group 3, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading. So let's get right into it. All right, group 3, for your yes or no question, we have the 3 of Cups, the Strength, the Queen of Swords, and the 5 of Swords here. Immediately what I'm feeling from this is a lot of different emotions, and I'm going to explain them. But basically, starting off with the 3 of Cups here, this card symbolizes something to celebrate. So whatever you are asking about, it does look like there's some sort of celebration around this, or some sort of happiness, or at least being excited to tell your friends about it or something like that. So I'm feeling like there's a yes here. Although there's a lot of other cards where there's some more information that Spirit wants to speak upon. And with the Strength card right here, as you can see in the depiction of this, this card is reminding me of the words harnessing energy, harnessing your potential, harnessing something, making it more like permanent. This to me is kind of showing like a determination to do something, like locking it down. This could be something where maybe you have to like lock your energy down a little bit more. Maybe you're having to create tighter boundaries and rules to make this thing happen. Maybe you're needing to create more commitment to something, because this is like internal strength. This is something where it's calling on your internal strength, your willpower, and your determination to make something happen. And I'm really hearing harnessing energy. You have a lot of energy here to make things happen in your life. This Queen of Wands card right here, like, there's a fire within you, my love, group 3. There's like a big fire within you that is ready to be ignited. It is ready to be directed and utilized. But I am seeing that we may need to create a tighter sort of bond to this. Like, let's harness our energy a little bit more. Let's direct it a little bit more by creating boundaries. So sometimes boundaries can be a good thing. They can be a bad thing or they could be a good thing. There's a fine line in between it. The best type of boundaries, though, are the ones that help you stay on track, just like the boundaries of a road, right? We don't want to swerve off of it and end up in a ditch, right? Because then we're not going to be really getting anywhere. Sometimes roads help guide us. So I'm really kind of seeing creating more boundaries in your life is going to make this happen. So creating more solidity, more of a schedule to follow, more of a routine, more of a regimen, or something along the lines of this. Like, this could take any and all types of forms, right? This could just be, running a tighter ship with yourself in order to make something happen. Or this could be setting up proper boundaries and rules, or putting more commitment in something. But I'm definitely seeing a yes. Like, the fact that we have the 3 of Cups here, there's going to be something to celebrate here within whatever you're asking about. There is something to celebrate, and there's a celebration upon us with you and with whatever your question is regarding. And I really think your friends are going to be really excited and happy for you as well. But let's start locking it down. Let's start taking the action. I'm not saying you're not taking action right now, but it definitely seems like Spirit is pointing at harnessing your energy a bit more. And the 5 of Swords, let's talk about this, because this is some brilliant advice from Spirit. This is the energy of not letting small nuances get in the way, or small fears, or small failures. I feel like your energy in this group, you're sometimes a bit of a perfectionist. And you're sometimes really hard on yourself as well. I'm almost seeing this as your energy as well as other people's energies. You may fear what other people have to say when it comes to your choices, when it comes to your life. You may fear like judgment. You may fear like, oh, I don't want to do that because like people are going to think I'm strange, or people are going to think this of me, or people are going to think that of me. But these are really small, minor things. The 5 of Swords is always kind of something that's a little bit more minor that we're bringing to a larger scale, but it's something that didn't need to be brought to a larger scale. It's something that's kind of like, whatever, like we could just let it go. So when it comes to like our fears of judgment, we may be placing a heavy weight on that judgment when we really don't need to. So Spirit's kind of saying like, just be yourself, don't fear the judgment of others. Just be yourself. Put less emphasis on this and it'll help you feel more free. Literally, you might feel a bit tied down and restricted because of maybe what other people think. That can also be another aspect of having strength in the 5 of Swords here. This is about you harnessing your energy more, but also about freeing yourself from the net of other people, freeing yourself from the net and the restriction that you may feel from the opinions of other people or the fears of judgments of others and things like that. So this is not letting those small nuances get in the way. This is also not letting your own internal mental stuff get in the way, those kind of nuances as well. We may fear certain things, or we may criticize ourselves too harshly, and it may push us back from our truest potential. You're the Queen of Wands right here. Does the Queen of Wands get sad if she makes a little prick on her finger? Like, no, she's like, let's go ahead. Like, I don't even need a Band-Aid. Let's keep going. Like, Queen of Wands is a type of woman where if she got, scratched or hurt on her mission, she would just be like, you know what, let's get up. I don't even need a Band-Aid. I don't need a crutch. Let's go. She's that kind of person. She's like, not gonna let that bother me. I'm not gonna let that stop me, because she knows what she wants so much that she's not going to let these kind of like cuts, scrapes, and bruises along the way stop her from her mission, you know, and that's all metaphorical, right? So, you know, what I'm sort of seeing here, Spirit's advice for you is not to let these things get in the way of your bigger mission, of your bigger picture, of your bigger desires, of the outcome that you desire. Let's not let this stuff get in the way. This is time to free yourself from this cage. This has been kind of stopping you a little bit. It's been pushing you back a bit, sorry. But yeah, it's been pushing you back a bit. Just surround yourself with support, you know what I mean? Become your own support, and also surround yourself with people that really support you. I feel like some of you may also have certain people in your life that may be jealous or may kind of try to even sabotage your plans a little bit. And they might not do it out of like a deliberate intent to hurt you at all. It may just be unconscious, you know? They may just not see your path the way that you do. And so it's time for you to just own yourself. Queen of Wands, she ain't gonna let anybody stop her. Look at how powerful she is, you know what I mean? Like, she's not gonna let anybody get in her way, ever. She lets the fire flow, no matter what. So, I'm loving this. So, let's go ahead and see the other cards that we have here. We have Innocence. So some of you may feel like, I feel like you have this like really pure nature about you, group 3. You have a very pure nature about you. But you are also so wildly strong on the inside. So wildly strong. And this is about unlocking more of that inner strength. You have a lot of inner strength that's been sort of restricted or confined for too long, and it's time to unleash. I feel like you're growing out of your innocence right now. Group 3, you are literally growing out of your innocence. You are learning how to stick up for yourself. You are learning how to say what it is that you want, how to have tougher conversations and also stick your ground, being your own leader. I think you're really stepping into that right now, how to step into your own leader rather than getting, you know, controlled by other people or other people's wishes or being a people pleaser. I think some of you may be stuck in like a people pleaser mentality where you feel like your choices heavily depend on other people's opinions of those choices. But I really think you're stepping into a more independent position in your life. And whatever it is that you're inquiring about does require you to step more into that independence. But it is a yes. Like, this is a yes. I really think you're going to be celebrating it. And I also think that you're going to be proving a lot of people wrong in this down the line. Like, if you go in your direction, people are going to be happy for you because they're going to see that you're happy. This is about freeing yourself, about harnessing your own energy and also freeing yourself from the harness of others. It's time for you to harness your own, right? So, yeah. Anyway, next card that we have is Gentleness. You have a very gentle nature about you. Group 3, can I just send you so much love right now? Like, I'm doing half a heart right here, but I just need to send you so much love because you have such a beautiful energy. I'm even getting goosebumps while I'm saying that. But like, yeah, I just think you have such a gentle soul. So you sort of, you haven't used the ultimate potential power that you have within yet because you have such a gentleness about you. But I'm really feeling like Spirit is like, you know, we can keep the gentleness, we can keep the kindness, but we can also be more dominant over ourselves, right? More assertive in what we want, but we can still be gentle at the same time. You know, life is about the balance, right? So I'm really feeling like you're stepping more into that. We also have the card of discernment. So being able to decide what it is that you want and being able to discern what is best for me. So I think that this is like the main sort of energy behind what it is that you're asking about, is your own discernment, owning what it is that you want. right? I really feel like this outcome could also go both ways depending on what you decide for yourself. Like, in one hand, you can get this full yes. In the other hand, you could just let other people kind of tell you what to do and stay in that energy. You could let other people guide you and make decisions for you, or you could make your own. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel like you're a lot happier making your own. And I see you stepping more into that. And I see that that's kind of the path that I really feel like you're gonna end up taking, is sort of deciding for yourself. So, yes, next few cards. We have work through your fears. Wow, does that ever fit into this reading? Work through your fears. That is the key. That is literally the key right now to what it is that you're asking about, is working through your fears, getting past them. And not being afraid to use your power to stand up for them. Then we also have balance, spirituality, and practicality. I feel like another message from Spirit is like, you're such a gentle soul, but life's about balance. We don't need to, do a 360 and become a very ungentle, harsh kind of person in order to get what we want. Life is about that balance. It's about balancing that gentle nature that you have with also being assertive enough to still live a life that you are creating for yourself, right? So, interesting kind of message that's coming up here. I'm curious about how it applies to your situation, but yeah, that's kind of like the messages that we have coming up right now. And again, we have that kind of like Pisces energy, that yin yang. Life is about that balance, right? So we can't live purely for others, nor can we live completely selfishly either. Life is about that beautiful balance. So let's go ahead and see what other cards we get for you. Group 3. We have protection. Protection coming up. So you're divinely protected. I also feel like you're learning how to protect your energy more, how to feel more safe being yourself. We also have the Faith card coming up. So look at that, you're in creation of something right now. This is like Mother Earth kind of, but you're also in creation of your own world, your own reality. So have faith and visualize and ask yourself, what is it that I want? What is it that would mean a lot to me? What do I want to create in my life? And have faith in that can happen for you. So let's go ahead and see our next couple cards here. Let's shuffle this deck. Let's see, group 3. What other info do we have for group 3? We have, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we can't control everything, right? And even if our decisions upset other people, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, we can't please everybody. We can't make everybody happy. It's not always a win-win situation. So sometimes things just, they are what they are, and we have to accept, kind of whatever comes along with it. Okay, there could be some disappointment that comes along with something, but at the end of the day, we kind of have to accept that, because if we're on the path that we want to be on, then it's like worth it, you know what I mean? See, I'm also really feeling this card right here. We have Divine Matrix. Yes, I mean, you're literally in creation of your own matrix, your own reality. Also, the number 44 is really sticking out to me. 44 has been showing up a lot in my readings lately. I don't know if you've been seeing the number 44 in your life lately, or like 444 or something, but the 4s symbolize a solid foundation being created and a new foundation being created. They also symbolize infinite potential, because together the 4 and 4 equal an 8. Sorry guys, my doorbell rang there, but essentially the 4 and the 4 equal an 8, which is symbolizing infinite potential. There's infinite potential within you right now to kind of like create a new sort of matrix in your life, to kind of create a new reality. And I feel like you're in creation of that right now. But it's really kind of deciding, are we gonna like harness our power? Are we gonna step outside of, these current barriers and restrictions? Are we gonna open up more? Are we gonna, kind of take more control over our life? And I feel like that's the biggest kind of thing right now happening for you. So let's go ahead and dive into these other oracle cards. These are sort of like spirit advice cards, but they're like freaking powerful, might I say. And then we have one other deck to get into as well. But let's see what spirit has to say for group 3. Okay, we have the card of masculine. So let's see what this says. This says, we are taught for so long that the only way to be is to succeed, to achieve, to drive, push, push, pull, pull, do, do. There's nothing wrong with this, of course. But what we are not taught is that the divine, or the masculine drive, I don't know where I got the word divine from, is that the masculine drive that is innate within all of us was meant to be balanced by its feminine counterpart. So that in the midst of it all, succeeding, achieving, doing, there is feeling and there is being. Ooh. So I feel like this is about you creating more balance between your masculine and feminine energies of doing and deciding and also just being and enjoying. So it's having that nice balance. I think a lot of like advice for you in this reading so far has been about like creating more balance in your life. So let's see if we can get one more card here for group 3. One more card for group 3. We have, or I actually have 2, so let's get into it. So we have the card of redirect. It's a funny thing, life. We lay down these plans, we compile the lists, but try as we may, we can never truly map out all the divine has in store for us. But what if we understood that what's divinely in store for us is often far better than anything we could ever concoct on our own? And so, it is with much grace and even more humility that we allow ourselves to be redirected, guided to all that is true for us. Ooh, that is powerful. So I do think that there's also a message here of trusting it. And the redirection really fits in with this because for a lot of you is what I'm feeling is whatever it is that you're asking about requires you to step up and redirect your energy towards what it is that you want. And so there is sort of a redirection happening for you right now so that you can really start to create what it is you desire, but then also trusting the process and trusting that even everything you've been through right now is part of that divine plan. And what's in store for you may even be even bigger than what you're currently dreaming about. So keep that in mind as well. Then we also have, does that say learn? Yeah, learn. The time is upon you to broaden your horizons, but it doesn't have to be in a traditional sense, for not all education takes place in a classroom and not all learning is found within books. What speaks to your soul right here, right now. Become hungry for it, chase after it, immerse yourself in anything and everything there is to know about what this voice is telling you to learn. Ooh, what a freaking powerful message for this reading. Diving into it, learning more about it, putting your energy there. I love that. And let's go ahead and get one last spiritual advice card for my beautiful group 3s. This is just a short, quick message. So let's see what we get here. We have resilient, stay strong as evergreen trees. So this is about staying resilient to what it is that you desire, rather than letting small nuances stop you. Because again, with the 5 of Swords, this card is about kind of letting those small nuances get in the way. This could also be fearing, again, what other people say. So be resilient. If there is something that you desire, don't just like let it blow over by the wind or by the storm that may come, right? So stay as strong as the evergreen trees, even when winter comes. Just because you're going through a winter where things feel, less abundant, things feel a little bit more cold, it doesn't feel like things are happening or growing. Stay strong as evergreen trees. Be resilient. The spring and the summer is right around the corner. So stay resilient, even if things are hard, even if it feels like they're not happening. This is about staying resilient even through the winter, because that's the only way that you're going to create something that lasts, is when you stay as strong as the evergreen trees that stay green through winter, summer, spring, and fall, all of it. So, my love, that is what we have for you, all about your yes or no question. It definitely looks like there's a celebration on the horizon for you, and Spirit had a lot of advice and other things to kind of share around that situation. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there, and hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 4, if you chose this pile, and this is going to be your reading, so let's get right into it. Okay, group 4, let's talk about what we have for you. So we have the Knight of Pentacles being reversed, the 8 of Cups upright, the 9 of Pentacles upright, and then the Lovers upright. An interesting reading we have here. So first off, whatever it is that you're asking about, the fact that we start off with the Knight of Pentacles being reversed here, also have a hair that's like on my finger. Anyway, apparently my hair is getting everywhere today. But yeah, the Knight of Pentacles being reversed with the 8 of Cups upright. This would signify kind of a no to what it is that you're asking about, but it's not like a no in the bigger picture. What I'm really feeling for you is that there is a different path that is so much more meant for you. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the Lovers right here. There is a path that you will be connecting to through this no, and it's supposed to shift you a little bit. So I don't know exactly what it is that you are asking about, but the answer is like a yes, but in a different direction, if that makes sense. A yes, but in a different way, in a different direction, maybe a slightly different outcome, but the overall sort of theme, it's like you're meant for something kind of a little bit different that you'll be seeing eventually. There's something that's so much more meant for your energy that will be coming into your life, and you will be so much more connected to it. The thing that's falling out of your life, the thing that's not quite, going full throttle, is not really a full match to your energy. It's more of a stepping stone to the greater place that you will be getting to. Because let me tell you, the 9 of Pentacles and the Lovers are such powerful, positive, amazing cards. Like the 9 of Pentacles is about really basking in your success. And it's also this feeling of like independence and greatness and freedom and luxury. It's honestly really like a huge card that indicates luxury and this feeling that you are where you belong and that you have a lot of abundance, tons of abundance. So whatever it is that you're asking about, there's a way better outcome for you. And it's on its way. You are on the path to getting there, and you're going to be reflecting later on and sort of seeing like, oh yeah, that makes so much more sense. Also, whenever there's a castle in the background of tarot, this usually applies with the original tarot, but whenever there's a castle in the background, it indicates how close you are to your goal. And you're actually, I feel like you're going to be very close to this goal once this whole stage ends in your life, and once you kind of walk away from something that's not really working for you, and once you start seeking out different paths or different options, that's going to kind of be where you begin to discover yourself, and your identity with yourself plays a major role in this, because you're almost going to be looking at yourself like, wow, I could have never even seen myself in that scenario or in that situation. I could have never even pictured myself where I am in the future. Like, honestly, imagine yourself in the future being like in a place that's beyond your wildest dreams, like beyond your wildest dreams. You're gonna be looking at yourself in the past being like, I would have never been able to picture this for myself. There's that kind of energy, that type of abundance. It's gonna be so much larger, and you're gonna be like, wait a minute, I could have never pictured that. So it's almost like you are going to have a moment like that in the future of reflecting with yourself, but it's going to require the ending of whatever this is. It's going to require this stopping, like stopping the pursuit of this. It looks kind of like this thing is a dead end, and you're going to figure that out on your own. But it's going to lead you somewhere else. Like, look at this. It's kind of like you were meant to be here as a stepping stone, and then you were meant to kind of like detach and go somewhere else to find a new path, I guess. So yeah, and it's literally going to lead you to your own oasis. It's literally going to lead you to the perfect match for you. it's going to lead you to the perfect match for you, and it's going to lead you somewhere so much more abundant that gives you so much more. You may think right now that you want whatever this is, but it's not quite a perfect fit yet, but then this one will be. So patience is key here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the other cards that we have for you. We have the card of healing. So a huge thing for you, of what Spirit wants to point out to you, is that there's a journey of healing here. Whatever it is that you're going through with this sort of maybe disappointment or this sort of transition or ending, this is about you finding yourself and about healing certain things within yourself. There's certain growth and learning here that's going to prepare you for this. So all of this is actually playing a role. It's a very important stepping stone that you're going through. But it's not meant to be permanent. It's meant to lead you right here. So you're going to go through a wave of healing through that process, and it's going to bring you and transform you into really who you're meant to be. We also have the card of light. So this is also you awakening your light. What I'm seeing in this card, this is about you finding yourself. This whole journey, whatever it is that you're asking about, is about you finding yourself, finding your light, and becoming more of that light, shining more of it, and not being scared to shine your light. I feel like some of you kind of wait for permission to fully shine your light, some of you. But you're learning how to be that lighthouse. You're also learning how to trust and follow your intuition, because you've actually been quite spot on with your intuition in the past before. So I think part of you is also learning how to trust your intuition more. I also see you becoming so vibrant, by the way, I'm getting goosebumps even saying that. Through this situation, you are going to become so vibrant. You are going to become so like a much, much better version of yourself, to the point where your past, you're going to see why it didn't fit. You're going to understand why it didn't fit, because it's like, oh shit, like I didn't even see my own worth, or my own energy, or my own what I deserved. And you're going to see it in the future, because you're cultivating and healing, and also starting to spread that light more through that healing. And damn, is it gonna shine bright, my love? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps all over again. Like, I don't know if you guys can see on my arm, literal just goosebumps. So, yep. And whenever there's goosebumps, it always means truth. It's kind of Spirit's way of tingling and being like, yep, So if you ever get goosebumps when you're feeling something or talking about something, it's usually a time where Spirit's like, yep, pay attention. So yeah. Then we also have decisions. I really think that there's going to be an important crossroads coming up in your life. But I really think you're on the right path already. You're going to make the right choice. I already feel that in you. And I've got goosebumps again saying that, and it's on my legs this time. You're making the right choice. You're moving in the right direction. So trust that. Know that. My goodness, this reading is giving me so many goosebumps. Hello. Hello, goosebumps. Anyway, I'm just acting weird right now. I have so much energy this morning. So anyway, your dreams need a practical plan is our next card. So my love, group 4, when it comes to your desires, Spirit, I think, is pointing out that maybe we need to put more action towards our full vision and maybe make it more detailed, because Taurus can also talk about the details. Maybe it's time to be more detailed about what we want, so that we can start to see and confirm with ourselves, maybe this path over here doesn't quite fit, but this one actually does. And this is also about building up your worth and your confidence as well. We also have the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Ooh, there is something in your life that is at the edge of a conclusion. You're reaching a conclusion about something very soon in your life. You're getting the answers that you need very soon, and there's going to be some major shift or transition coming after that. And my gosh, can I just pull this card out again? You're becoming literally so much more vibrant and so much more yourself. You're gonna be feeling yourself. And I'm hearing the words glow up. There's going to be a glow up that you go through. And you're almost going to be kind of different, but it's almost like you're just unlocking a deeper aspect of your light, and you're going to shine brighter than ever. And it's a literal glow up. You're going to be glowing because more of your light is going to be like unleashed and unlocked from within you through this process. Ooh, I'm loving this. Okay, so let's get into the next few cards for you. So group 4, what else are we getting here for group 4? We have growth, which makes so much sense. I feel like this whole situation is directly happening for your growth, for you to literally grow and stand taller. Like, look at her, she's taking deeper root. So it's about you getting to know yourself better and taking deeper root into yourself and what you desire and where you're wanting to actually permanently plant yourself and what you're wanting to grow into, who you're wanting to become. Okay, let's see what else we get here. Darkness. So some of you may be going through a confusing time. Darkness is just when things are a bit more unconscious or things are even a bit more unknown. So if you're going through an unknown time where it's like hard to navigate, or maybe your intuition hasn't been giving you a whole lot lately, maybe it's just been confusing, conclusions are coming. So trust that even if you're in sort of a more, dense place where things are a bit confusing, the answer is coming. It's within reach. It's actually very close. And I really think just planning out those details and figuring out what is it that you really desire for yourself, that's going to help you make certain decisions and conclusions. So even if you're lost right now, the sun is coming back up. The sun always comes back up. And when the sun comes back up, the path gets illuminated. So a new path is truly opening up for you, one that you didn't even see because it wasn't even within reach before. But it's coming within reach. There's literally an answer coming within reach of you very soon. And it's going to be a path that you didn't even understand or see before because it literally wasn't within reach before, but it's now coming to you. Okay, my love? Ooh. Lots of energy here, loving it. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. You're literally climbing the ladder of your life, by the way. You're going to higher heights. I'm going to tell you that right now, group 4. There's higher heights becoming available to you. We also have exposed and revealed. So answers and truth that just talks about the revealing of answers and truth that are coming to you, and it's going to help you understand this situation a little bit better. See what else we get. Group 4. Great big love. Ooh, some of you, this may be something regarding your love life for some of you. Some of you, this could just talk about what your heart desires, what your heart truly desires. But there is so much more that's meant for you. Like, there's so much more love that's meant for you. And I also feel like this talks about you and your heart growing larger than ever, and that you are meant to receive a lot more love in your life. This whole situation, I think, is expanding your heart in new ways. And it's also going to be where you begin attracting things that are going to expand you even more within love. And I think you're also calling in like deeper love, greater love into your life. So lots of energy behind that one. I love it. Let's see what else we get for you. Group 4. These are my beautiful spiritual advice cards, which are freaking so powerful. So let's see, group 4, spiritual advice. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Are these like... We had this one come up for another group, the Learn card. This one is really powerful. I love this one. So the time is upon you to broaden your horizons. But it doesn't have to be in a traditional sense. For not all education takes place in a classroom, and not all learning is found within books. What speaks to your soul right here, right now? Become hungry for it, chase after it, immerse yourself in anything and everything there is to know about what this voice is telling you to learn. Ooh. That is spiritual advice number 1. Then we also have a childlike wonder. Oh, I love this card for you. Oh, let's get into this one. I love this one. It is often said that comparison is the thief of joy, which can be true, but perhaps what robs us even more of pure, unbounded joy is familiarity. So don't be scared of the unknown, my love. How beautiful, how wondrous is this world when we see things for the first time, when we look at things through the wonder and awe of a child's eyes. We notice all the miraculous things we so often take for granted. When we look not just with our eyes, but with our hearts, suddenly the air becomes crisper, the leaves become greener, the ocean becomes deeper, and life becomes fuller. Ooh, start to love the idea of newness. Start to love the idea of a new door opening, because we can look at it through childlike wonder, and then we can begin to enjoy it and explore it. We also have divine. Also, I just want to point out, I read that as the word divorce as first. I don't know why. This writing is kind of hard to read, like this sort of lettering, and for some reason I saw that. I don't know if some of you are kind of going through like a separation or something like that. Some of you, I don't feel like that's a message for all of you, but for some reason my eyes kind of saw that as the word divorce at first. So that may apply for some of you. If you know, and it doesn't have to apply. I'm not saying that is your fortune by any means. That may be just a message for like one of you here, but yeah, anyway. And that could just be like you separating from, you know, something like a certain path in your life. Maybe you're separating from a certain path. It doesn't necessarily have to mean like a breakup or anything like that, but it can also just indicate that maybe we are separating from an old path or from an old situation, something like that. But of course, you're going to know how it applies to you based on kind of where that sort of resonates or fits with you. But anyway, this says, there is a gentle guiding force of life embedded deep within each of our souls, and we get to choose whether or not we listen to the innate gentle guidance that lives within and around each of us. There are no accidents, no coincidences. There is only choice. Trust that nothing is left to chance, and rather that everything is laid out for us, perfectly plotted and planned, just waiting for us to say yes to. Of course, we get to choose to trust its guidance and to surrender to the knowing that this is all part of a beautiful divine plan, created and crafted specifically to suit the very purpose for which your soul exists. By the way, you also create your own purpose, so follow the divine and trust that everything is divine. All of the twists and turns in life are divine for you. So trust that and know that it's all leading you to where you're meant to be. And this is leading you towards more love, my love. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. Group 4. So this is our last card for you, and we have the card of clearing. Make room for growth. So funny we have that and also the growth card. This is time to clear old stuff from your energy that is no longer serving you or no longer resonating with you. And this is time to make room to grow, room for more, because you are ascending to so much more. You are literally about to be this beacon of light where you are going to shine so much more. So it is time to make room for that. Make room for your soul to shine more. There is a shedding of some kind, or there is a shift in your path of some kind, but it's going to be divine and it is going to be amazing. So with that being said, my love, group number 4, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I also just want to point out again, I don't know why Spirit's calling me to talk about this card again. There's going to be a moment in your future where you are looking back on your old self and you are literally going to say to yourself, like, I could have never imagined that I would be here in a million years. And you mean that in a very good way, because you're going to be so astounded with what you end up creating and becoming that you're going to be like, I never would have imagined for myself that I would be here right now. There's going to be that sort of energy, and Spirit just wanted me to go back to that for some reason, to re-say that. So yeah, anyway, that is what we have for you, group 4. Again, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and hopefully I get to see you in my next one. Sending you so much love. Bye. All right, so group number 5, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be a reading, so let's get right into it. All right, group 5, you actually have a really interesting reading, and I'm actually really excited about this one, just because it's so interesting. So basically what I'm seeing here is that there has been something that maybe you've gone through, like disappointments in the past. with something in your life, and maybe it relates to whatever you're asking about, but there's been like some major letdowns or major sort of lessons that you've had to go through in your past, and it's not going to reoccur. So a beautiful thing in your reading is you're not going to have to go through that again. You've been through the failures, the destruction, the chaos, the hardship. You've been through so much of those things in the past. And a huge message that Spirit wants to bring to you today about your question is that you are now in the rebuilding stage. You are in the stage of building your tower, building your empire, building your castle. And you have learned from your past what's going to create a more solid structure. And the way to make your desire happen, the way to kind of create your life the way that you want to, is going to come heavily from seeing your path as a new journey rather than as the old journey. And if you want things to kind of start working in your favor, which they always have been, by the way, they actually always have been working in your favor, even through the kind of more chaotic moments in your past, it's actually been working in your favor, because through that, you've been observing what creates a solid castle versus what creates a castle that breaks through storms. We don't want to build a castle that's going to break down in a storm. And you've been learning what kind of castles break down in storms versus, maybe what kind of castles will last, and through destruction, we learn how to improve things. And let me tell you, Spirit wants to give you a hand clap right now of how much you've improved your life. And even pyrite, it's a really solid, like metal sort of crystal. And it creates really solid structures. And it's actually like geometrically like a square is the geometric kind of like shape of pyrite and how it grows. And it's just kind of reminding me of you right now and how you're creating more solidity and more structure. And the square is reminding me of creating like a room or a home or a house or something for some reason. And that I just mean kind of more metaphorically, because you're creating right now your future thing, whatever it is that you're desiring in your future. But there's like a new pathway or a new journey opening up for you regarding whatever it is that you're asking. There's like a new doorway that's opening up. It's going to be very different. It's not going to be a repeat of the past. There's a huge message here of it's not going to be a repeat of the past. You do not have to fear the past always repeating itself. You are not bound to that. And your past has only happened to teach you things, and you've grown from them. And it's not going to be a forever constant that you have to experience this stuff. And Spirit really wants you to know that right now. So I'm not exactly sure what question you are asking about, but Spirit really wants to point out at least something in your life right now has felt like it's kind of been reoccurring. Like maybe there's this reoccurring theme that things kind of maybe keep going wrong, or things kind of sort of keep piling up or giving you stress in some kind of way. Or maybe things just haven't been like necessarily always working out in the way that you wanted them to. And Spirit wants you to know that that cycle is ending, it's breaking, you're not gonna have to go through that again. Like it is ending. You're on the precipice of the ending of that. And I honestly feel like you're really opening up the doorway to a new journey, and Spirit just wants to bring light to that, whether that, correlates to what you're asking about or not. Spirit has really been wanting me to point that out. Sometimes Spirit talks about all sorts of different things in a reading. Although in regards to your particular question, Spirit is also saying that there's a tie towards this theme. There's a tie towards this theme. And it's like you're taking on a new role. And I'm almost seeing that this stick that the Fool is carrying with them, if you look at this card, like this, I forgot what these are called, this like satchel situation that she's taking with her, is reminding me of what it is that you're asking about. It's in creation, and you're taking with you everything that you need. And Spirit's also telling you that you have everything that you need to make this happen, even if it doesn't feel like a lot right now. Even if it doesn't feel like you're solidly on this path, Spirit's like, no, you are. This storm has almost like washed you up on a new shore of a new island to explore. So get ready, because I really think that you are about to explore a new chapter of your life. And there's kind of a new island that you're being washed upon that's going to help you sort of kind of create the outcome that you're desiring. So trust the storm that you just went through. This is such an odd message. I've never had a message like this in a yes or no pick a card reading before, but we're just rolling with it. So I hope it makes sense in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, the Tower being reversed is actually such a positive card because it indicates that we're rebuilding, but we're rebuilding something in a way where it's not gonna crash and burn anymore. Because we've learned from the past how to kind of create something more solid. The Eight of Wands being reversed can indicate that we went through a confusing time and there's still a lot of maybe smoke in the air, there's still a lot of unsurety or things not being fully clear, and we're getting ready to take action. I feel like you are getting ready to take action in your life. And there's, again, you're being washed up on the shore, and as soon as you kind of just like make your landing there, it's gonna be like a whole new world is opening up for you. And it's gonna be really exciting to explore this new world. I'm seeing a lot of excitement to explore this new realm or new world. So don't ever fear any disappointments that come your way, group number 5, because you are literally about to open up a new chapter that is like wildly beautiful. Also, it's interesting you're also group number 5 because the number 5 deals with a lot of like changes and unexpected kind of stuff like this. So it's like no wonder that that energy sort of showed up in group 5. Like it's just like uncanny how that kind of fits in there. We also have the Three of Pentacles being reversed, and this can indicate when we're kind of resisting or going against the grain because we're like trying to figure out why things aren't working, or we're trying to like pinpoint, why isn't this happening? Why isn't this working? But a big message from Spirit is like trust the process and trust that you're not going, it's not a pattern. This isn't a pattern. All of it, you know, it might feel like a pattern because it's like one thing after the other, and it may feel like a pattern, but Spirit really wants to tell you this is not a pattern. This is not like a permanent cycle that you're going to keep spinning through. It was just a stepping piece with a lot of events that happened, and you're about to again wash up on shore to like a brand new thing. Like look at the color even in these cards, these ones right here. It's kind of like a bit more like chaos, a bit more like intensity. There's an intense kind of like color scheme and intense sort of imagery that's going on in these ones. But then when we get to the Fool, it's like the clouds start dissipating, the clouds start kind of moving away, and it's like fresh new beginning. We're in a whole different world there. The Seven of Wands also being reversed can be when we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed about something. There may be a lot of pressure on you right now, but that pressure is going to be relieved. That pressure is going to be going away, and there's going to be a brand new day for you, a brand new year, a brand new chapter, a brand new life really starting to open up. It almost feels like a whole rebirth for you. I wouldn't even be surprised if some of you end up moving after all of this, or like finding yourself in a brand new sort of scenario or new kind of world or new career or something. I don't know why I'm also hearing that within this, but there's like really like a new chapter fully opening up for you here, group 5. Like it's a pretty major new chapter that I'm feeling in this. So let's go ahead and get into our next few cards. We have the card of Miracles coming up as well. So huge message for you is that whatever it is, this kind of chaos that you've been going through is actually a miracle in disguise, and you're going to realize that later on, even though it really probably doesn't feel like that right now. This has actually been a miracle in disguise, and a lot of miracles are about to start happening to you, especially this sort of washing up on this new land to explore. And so it's weird because when I try to ask Spirit if this is a yes or a no, I'm getting a yes for you because of this Fool card being upright. But I'm feeling like you may be really doubting that because of all of this, but there's like a yes here. There's a yes, but it's almost like I'm just seeing a shift in direction. So the yes kind of seems like it's yes, but it's in a new way. It's happening, but you need to trust it and go with it. And you know, you're gonna end up there. You're going to end up there. You don't need to focus so hard on the why or the how. It's like you're just going to be at the right place at the right time. There's some hearing the words divine timing. It's yes, but it's divine timing. That is the absolute word. So if you're wanting to know yes or no, it's yes, but in divine timing. And I know sometimes I get annoyed when people are like, oh my God, it's going to happen in divine timing. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, sure. Like, you could say that to anybody. But there is an odd thing as divine timing, and we see it later on, you know? And in the moment, we may feel kind of annoyed by it and be like, okay, yeah, sure, like, divine timing, okay. That's what they all say. But no, seriously, like, there are some energies at play here that are creating the perfect moment for you. Like, all of this was like really character building, and you're not going to understand why probably right now because you're like in the midst of it, but it's actually a miracle in disguise, and it'll make sense later. It'll make all the sense later on. We also have support. So surrounding yourself by people that really support you, I think, is going to help a lot during this time. And I'm also hearing that you're being divinely supported by Spirit through this. So anytime that you're really stressed out, Spirit wants you to remember that they're right there. Your guides have been so close by you through all of this, and they're actually telling me to tell you right now that whenever you're going through a lot, literally just ask for their assistance or help, and they will help in any which way that they can, and they'll at least help you feel comfortable or like reassure you or send you a sign in some kind of way to help you sort of like navigate through anything that you've been currently going through. But let me tell you, your life is about to like do a 180 where things start going really, really, really well. And even if they're already going well, let's say you're already at this kind of stage, it is elevating from there, my love. It is just elevating from there. And you're actually more supported than you realize. Anytime that you felt like you haven't had a foundation, Spirit wants to remind you like, yes, you did, but you just didn't see it. But there's always been a foundation. You've always had support, whether you've seen it or felt it or not. It's always been there. I'm also getting a grandmother figure has been around you. A grandmother or a grandfather, maybe for some of you, but I'm feeling more of a feminine energy. Maybe even aunt for some of you. There's definitely a feminine energy. Mother, grandma, aunt kind of energy that's been kind of surrounding you through this spiritually and has been helping guide you and almost mother you. Like it's almost like a mother nature kind of energy, but it's from like a relative or at least somebody that you've had a past life with or something like that. It's something like that. But they've been really close to you and actually supporting you energetically through this. And let me tell you, they have been watching you. They've been like, oh my gosh, I know you're worried right now, but don't worry. Like there's been that sort of energy along with this. This whole reading is going off in all kinds of directions. So my apologies for kind of getting off topic, but there's been a lot of different stuff coming through here. So yeah, the next card we have is Truth. You're gonna really start to see why certain things are happening. There's been like a deeper truth to all of this that I really feel like you're going to see unfold. And I'm also hearing like honoring your truth, whatever that means. But honoring your truth is somehow a big thing here as well. Honoring your truth. Not letting other people kind of tell you what to think or what to say. There's something here about honoring your truth. Yeah. Okay, next card that we have. Ooh, if you needed a sign that you have an absolute yes in your reading, it is this one right here. The gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. It is right there, my love. You are so freaking close to it. Keep going, keep trusting, because you are getting there. This outcome, yes, you are getting there. It is happening. Trust that this is not a permanent pattern. You don't have to break any cycles. It is leading you right here. It is actually divine. Sometimes there's a divine storm that comes and takes us somewhere new, and then we see it later on and we're like, wow, thank God I ended up in this new place because I would have never discovered this or found this person or connected to them or did this or did that. Like, it is going to open up a whole new world for you, okay? Then we also have the card of nothing will come of this situation. This card is coming through as a beautiful reassurance. Look, it wasn't even my camera's having a hard time focusing on this card. That's actually a whole other sign that we're going to talk about in a second. But nothing will come of this situation. Whenever you're worried about something, remember this. all of the things that you're worried about, nothing will come of this situation. Spirit is reminding you that there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing crazy that's accumulating. There's all of those fears that you have, like the worries and the fears, those are not becoming anything. You are so close to achieving your goal, nothing is going to come of those fears, okay? Those fears that you have, those are not actually concrete reality. You're close to achieving your goal. Remember that, okay? I'm also going to change my battery really quick because it is about to die. Okay, we're back. Also, the focusing thing. Where are you bringing your focus? Spirit wants you to not focus on the fears anymore. Spirit wants you to focus on, let's just achieve your goal. Let's go for that. Let's keep the eyes on the prize and understand and trust that miracles are in the works, and all of this has been like a divine plan that's leading you where you're truly meant to be and where you're truly meant to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else we get for you, my beautiful group fives. Let's see. Even these cards are like not shuffling like they normally do. Okay, group 5. Okay, we had some follow cards. We have will and realization. So this is a time to use your willpower. If there's a will, there's a way. Ooh, that message came in strong, and that actually fits in with this reading so powerfully. If there's a will, there's a way. If you are committed to doing something, if you have a passion, a desire, a calling, and you commit to it, there's always a way. If there is a will, there is a way. Then we also have the realization card. Look at the keyhole too on this card. You're opening a new lock, something that was once locked to you, something that once felt out of reach, something that once felt like a forbidden candy is opening up to you. You're opening the forbidden chest. You're opening the treasure chest that you've never been able to open before, that you've always wanted to get behind or get into. You are finding the way. There is a key that is going to be opening for you. There's going to be some big realizations. The keys to the answers, to the truths that you've been seeking are coming to you. So remember that, my love. Also, I just realized my camera sort of like moved when I changed the battery. So we are back in alignment now. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for my group 5s. All about the yes or no. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Group 5. There we go. I always wait for fallout cards. I find them just like really like powerful messages from Spirit. Okay, so we have close encounters. This card reminds me of the fact that you are very close to what it is that you're desiring. The close encounters. You are very close, my love. You are very, very close, closer than you realize. We also have beyond the ordinary. Ooh, so some of you may be like always looking at the ordinary outcome, the ordinary thing that you're used to getting, that you're used to seeing. And Spirit wants to remind you that things that are beyond the ordinary, miracles happen. Your situation is going to feel beyond the ordinary. It's where you're going to get results beyond the ordinary in a very positive way. Whatever it is that you're used to. If you're used to getting like, you know, things not working out for you and all that, this is beyond the ordinary. And you're very close to getting here, to getting beyond the ordinary, where you're going to have situations happening that are really working out in your favor. You're going to be unlocking that new chest that you're like, I didn't even think that was possible for me. And again, if there's a will, there's a way. So hold on to that will. And a will is when we will do something. We are doing something. When we actually are like, yup, I've committed. Like it is time to commit to whatever it is that you're being called towards. It's time to really like fully, it's there, and trust. And know that the way is unlocking, that is coming to you. If there's a will, there's a way. And really, situations are going to start pouring into your life that are literally beyond the ordinary. It is beyond your original expectations. It is beyond what you're used to. So if you're confused about how would that even happen, It's beyond the ordinary. It's outside of your normal realm of consciousness. You're unlocking a brand new door that you didn't even know was there. So yes, you're getting to your destination in a very in a very interesting, beyond the ordinary, miracle kind of way. So group 5, what else do we have for my group 5? I'm also hearing it's going to be a new adventure. Whatever this is, it's going to be a new adventure. So yeah, however that applies to you. So our next few cards, we have Indulge. So, ooh, actually look at this card. This is relatable. So it says, quote, "I can't do this. I shouldn't do that. I really need to start. But what if we did away with the lack and started living more fully, breathing more deeply, laughing more loudly, crying more deeply, eating more heartily? What if the only thing we placed a limit on was how much we place limits on ourselves?" Ooh, I'm going to read that sentence again. What if the only thing we placed a limit on was how much we place limits on ourselves? And so the question now becomes, what are you waiting for? The world is a juicy place, ripe and waiting for you to sink your teeth in. Oh, I love that. It is time for you to start indulging, my love. Ooh, and then this card is also so fitting for you. So it says, worthy. You, my dear, are enough. You are enough for your most daring hopes. You are enough for your deepest desires. You are enough for the purest of love. And you have enough strength to conquer your darkest fears. You, my love, are enough for abundance beyond measure. In being created, you are, by default, worthy of the life of your wildest dreams. I'm literally going to read that whole card again because I feel like you, my group number 5s, need to hear that one more time. My camera keeps moving, sorry. You need to hear this one more time. And it's interesting you picked Pyrite because Pyrite deals with confidence and worthiness. So if you want to absorb more of that energy, Pyrite is literally for that. So no wonder you were called to this group. But yeah, worthy. You, my dear, are enough. You are enough for your most daring of hopes. You are enough for your deepest desires. You are enough for the purest of love. And you have enough strength to conquer your darkest fears. You, my love, are enough for abundance beyond measure. In being created, you are, by default, worthy of the life of your wildest dreams. That is so beautifully written and so freaking powerful. Okay, so absorb that energy. Absorb all of that worthiness energy here. And then we have the card of detox. This says, too often we see this word and we instantly think body, diet, movement. Do we ever stop and think about how we can cleanse our minds? What mental clutter are we hanging on to, perhaps unnecessarily? Sister, if it doesn't spark joy in your mind, in your body, or in your soul, discard it. Just as we have the power to select the food we eat, we have the power to select our thoughts. Detoxifying our mind, body, and soul begins with one selected thought at a time. It's time to cleanse the mind, the body, and the soul. And it's time to start indulging in life because you are worthy. You are worthy. It's time to go explore that new island, my love. Group 5. Let's go ahead and get one last card as your last message from Spirit here, my beautiful group 5s. I'm really feeling this card. Light. Ooh, look into the space between the trees for answers. So the light shines between the trees. Trees are kind of seen as reality, right? It's kind of like the matrix that we're in, it's the reality. But when we're talking about looking at the light, the space between the trees, that's talking about looking at the potential, looking at what's beyond that could be created that hasn't been created yet. What can we still grow into? Because as the trees grow, they'll take up that space of that light. Where there once was nothing, something can become. Okay, so remember that. Where there once was nothing, something can become. So if you currently don't see the result that you want, this is a reminder that you can create it. If you can think it, if your conscious mind can think it, you can also hold it in your hand. That's what this card is talking about. Look to the space between the trees for answers. So don't look at what's currently in front of you for your answers. Don't look at reality and be like, oh, well, that must be my answer. I'm only worthy of this. No. Look at the space of what you could potentially create for yourself and realize that that's infinite. Okay? That is what that card represents. So I know that was kind of an interesting tangent for our yes or no question, but hopefully that made sense, and hopefully it offered some beautiful insight for you into your question, whatever that may have been. But yes, I'm sending you so much love, my group number 5s. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye.